The current internet became impossible to ignore. Every day, a new headline about the monstrous corporate panopticon that we've constructed. One of the most unnerving parts is never knowing what's real and what's fake. Who's a human, who's a bot? The great tech reporter Max Reed of New York Magazine has this new story out about just how much of the internet is fake. He describes a world of digital deception. Quote, fake people with fake cookies and fake social media accounts, fake moving their fake cursors, fake clicking on fake websites. The fraudsters had essentially created a simulacrum of the internet where the only real thing were the ads. Here's one example. Let's say you want to get a bunch of views for a video so you can sell ads against it or show folks that you're popular. Here's one way to do it. Hire one of these companies in China, and this is what it looks like. They just play the video on a wall of phones. Nobody is watching these actual videos here lined up like there. See that? But the views are going up. If you think 2016 Russian disinformation was bad or unnerving, that was just the tip of the iceberg. What if the entire internet is a fraud? Max Reed joins me now. This piece really blew my mind, particularly the lengths people are going to like game the system. So one big thing is advertisers are buying ads on the internet, which is the main thing that's funding the internet, right?
Yeah.
Commercial content on the internet.
Pays my salary.
It pays your salary. And like people are going to insane lengths to create ways of defrauding as if there are actually people watching these ads when there are not.
Yeah, so one of these cases, the DOJ just indicted these guys in November. They basically rented server space in Dallas, and they built a whole raft of fake websites and then created a bunch of fake people to go to the websites. They moved cursors like real people. They clicked on stuff like real people.
When you say fake people, I just want to be clear, like not humans they hired for $10 an hour, but like computer programs
bots.
that move this, bots.
Yeah, what you call bots. Right. And so they gave them social media accounts. They even had them surf the web to draw in cookies so that when they visited these fake websites, it looked like you or me was visiting these things. And then they go to the advertisers and say, oh, hundreds of thousands of people have looked at your ad, now pay up based on this contract that we had.
It was a complete fraud.
Yeah, but it was a very peaceful internet, I have to say.
Well, but here's the thing, right? Like, that's one example of a very acute version, but part of the thesis of your piece is that like no one on the internet actually knows like how many people are viewing videos. All of the numbers that Facebook had used for years to say that like, oh, everyone's looking at video and every media company pivoted to video, that was all fake. Like nothing is reliable on the internet in terms of like who is actually looking at what when.
Right. So it's not just that. So a bunch of advertisers actually sued Facebook this year because it's been misreporting numbers for years now, and it's admitted that. Like Facebook,
flat out.
Yeah, it just said, oh, we said there were more views on this than there were. There were fewer views on this than there were. But the thing that gets to me is that even when the numbers are accurate, we don't really have a good sense of what they mean. So, one example is we now know that a bunch of Russian trolls sort of stole photographs from other people's accounts on the internet and created these fake American Facebook accounts to, promote all kinds of weird political ideas. Now, if those people, if a bunch of guys in St. Petersburg using Brazilian guys' photographs to pretend to be American Trump voters are viewing videos on Facebook, should those views count as real? Like it's a philosophical question.
Is that who you're trying to enter? Why is this year? This year it really did feel like the year of the dystopian internet. Like why this year, do you think?
I mean, it just seemed like everywhere I turned there was just some new thing that made me feel completely insane. There was most recently there's this great Atlantic article about Instagram influencers who are faking. So one way Instagram influencers make money is they post photos of themselves, using with like a fancy purse.
A sponsor.
Yes, exactly. And Chanel pays for them to do that or whatever.
So like, oh, there's like a selfie, I have a Chanel bag, I've been paid by Chanel.
Right. So a bunch of them have been faking sponsored posts in order to convince advertisers that they are big
worthy, that they're worthy
right.
of it.
So they're faking posts that are fake posts that are meant to look real. They're like 6 degrees removed from anything that we might describe as authentic.
And part of it too is just like, it just seems like there's so much money sloshing around and so little accountability for it. Like Facebook is the ultimate example, right? Yeah. Where they're just unilaterally telling every publisher in America like what the numbers are and what's working, and no one can peer underneath the hood.
Yeah, I mean, people have said about advertising forever that basically 50% of your money is wasted and you're never going to know which 50%. It's possible that 100% of your money is getting wasted and you don't actually know which 100%. I mean, this is one of those things where anytime you have a system where it's sort of a purely numerical system, you're going to find people who are going to game it, and they're going to try, and they're going to get really good at gaming it and making the numbers go up in a way that makes them more money.
The one thing I will say also is having gone through 2016 and the sort of wars on Twitter, and now having a sense retroactively of how much that was bot activity, I had this weird kind of uncanny sensation when I like go through comments like, are these real people or are these just bots or these trolls or these like foreign agents? Like,
well, I mean, I have that problem, but I have it about myself because I spend so much time having to click through to websites where I have to, pick out which photos are of motorcycles and type out this word. And
I get stressed out that I'm going to fail those.
Well, seriously, I'm trying to please the computer so much. I'm a people pleaser. I'm not a computer pleaser, but here I am.
I know what a crosswalk is. Max Reed, the pieces in New York Magazine is fantastic. Give it a read. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.